The word curriculum itself is come from a Latin word which currere, that means course to study. In this word also means training relating to education to Chicago. And there are some definitions of curriculum from the expert. The first one is from Haas in 1980. He stated that curriculum is all of the experiences that the individual learners have in a program of education. And another one is from Stotsky in 2012. He stated that a curriculum is a set of instructions to reach specific aims and objectives. And what is curriculum in our perspective? In our opinion, curriculum itself is a structured plan that students are expected to learn and how they will learn it during their educational journey. And also it also a guide for the teacher as the facilitator. It includes the material, the topics, the learning objectives, teaching methods, and also the assessment strategies. The next will be delivered by
the next one is about the function of curriculum. According to Alexander Inglis and Hamali, there are 6 functions of curriculum. The first one is the adjunctive or adaptive functions, and then the integrating functions, the differentiating functions, prefigurative functions, and selective function, and the last, the adaptive functions. For the first one, adjunctive or adaptive functions, it means the curriculum as an educational tool must be able to direct students to have well-adjusted characteristics, being able to adapt themselves to the environment, both physically and social environment. We know that the environment is always changing. Environment is dynamic, so the students must also have ability to adapt the environment. The second one, the integrating functions. Curriculum as educational tools must be capable to produce complete individuals, because students are basically a member or the part of society. So students might have the personality needed to able to live and integrate it with the society. And the next, the differentiating functions. Students come from various backgrounds with different learning styles, abilities, and interests. In these functions, curriculum must be able to provide students with the different individuals, because each individual is given the same treatment, the same resources or opportunities. The next one is propedeutic functions atau fungsi persiapan. As educational tools, curriculum should be able to prepare students to continue at the next level of education. Jadi di dalam fungsi ini, kurikulum berfungsi ready to be studied or ready to be active in the society and in education system. And the next one is about the role of curriculum. According to Hayati, there are 3 roles of curriculum. The first one is conservative role, critical or evaluative role, and creative role. We know that conservative role is to preserve various value, culture as a legacy. Through this role, curriculum plays a role in warding off various influences that can diminish the value of the society and culture. So, community and identity will be kept. Jadi, peranan penting dalam kurikulum ini adalah salah satunya sebagai menanamkan warisan yang ada atau budaya yang ada dalam negeri kita di Indonesia. Kan banyak sekali budaya yang kita punya. Nah, kurikulum ini berperan sebagai melestarikan budaya kita agar tetap ada dan tumbuh di tengah-tengah pendidikan di Indonesia, seperti itu. And for the critical and evaluative role, ini masih berkaitan dengan yang sebelumnya. Kultur yang baru dan kultur yang lama harus kita evaluate, harus kita lihat bagaimana baiknya, bagaimana manfaatnya di dalam aspek modern, di dalam aspek yang sekarang ini. Dan peranan kurikulum adalah untuk mengevaluasi the culture, because sometimes it's no longer appropriate with the demands of social development, and sometimes the new values or cultures are also not appropriate in this era. So this curriculum plays a role in selecting and rotating everything that considered as a good things for students. Jadi kurikulum punya peran untuk merotate atau memilih mana yang baik dan yang kurang baik yang dapat dikembangkan oleh peserta didik. And the last one is creative role. Untuk menjawab era yang modern saat ini, creative role di sini adalah peranan yang dimiliki oleh kurikulum sehingga menjadikan peserta didik dapat aktif di bersosialisasi, yang mana kita tahu bahwa zaman terus bergulir, zaman terus berubah, di mana peserta didik mampu untuk mengikuti perubahan zaman yang ada. Maka kurikulum di sini adalah berperan untuk memberikan pendidikan tertentu kepada peserta didik untuk dapat kreatif dan inovatif dalam mengikuti perkembangan zaman itu sendiri. So it can help students to develop their potential so they can play an active role in social life. And the next part will be delivered by.
And the next is the development of curriculum. So there are some curriculums that ever and being implemented in our education system. The first curriculum is the Rencana Pembelajaran 1947. The curriculum was organized to replace colonial educational system and develop to establish Indonesian speaking character. So this curriculum is still influenced by colonial education system, and this curriculum also focused on community and state awareness, in which the subject must be associated with daily events and pay more attention on arts and physical education. And the next is Rencana Pembelajaran Terurai. This curriculum is to the curriculum of national education system, in which every lesson plan must consider the content of the subjects connected to everyday life. The next is Rencana Pembelajaran. The learning program focus on Pancawarna, which means the development of moral, emotional, course, but also expected put themselves to be facilitators so that the students can take advantage from any other resources, learning resources. And the characteristic of this curriculum is that first, emphasize on students' competency, both individual and classical. And the second is result-oriented. And the last is method and approach that is used in this curriculum more varied than the previous curriculum. The next is the KTSP 2006. The government arranged the curriculum framework and the teacher are required to develop lesson plan according to school condition, yet must be considering more on the basic competence and technical development. And the next is curriculum 2013. Curriculum that integrated basic competence, scientific approach, and character development, which direct the students to acquire certain competency or skill. In this curriculum is expected to improve quality of learners and overcome moral problems among Indonesian students. And also in this curriculum not only the cognitive but also affective and psychomotor that will become the means of assessment. And the last curriculum is the curriculum Merdeka. The structure of Merdeka curriculum is based on three things, namely competency-based, flexible learning, and Pancasila-based character. So, what I emphasize more in this curriculum is that the teachers and the students are allowed to discuss and arrange their own lesson plan that fit to their own school conditions, but must be considered the students' need, such as their competency and also their ability, and also the quality of the teacher and the facility that is provided in the schools. And in this curriculum, the teachers is also expected to help the students recognize their ability and their competency, and also then direct them to become to be what they wanted to be. Okay, that's all. And the next will be explained by Wahda.
Okay, so the next explanation is about the importance of curriculum's development. So based on our discussion, there are 5 main reasons why curriculum's development is really important. The first reason is adapting to societal changes. A society evolves year by year. The curriculum must also change to reflect new technologies, new knowledge, and also new societal needs. This will ensure that the students are prepared in the future, that they will actively engage in the society. And then the second reason is improving educational outcomes. Despite increased access to education, we know Indonesia still face some challenges with low levels of learning. So the new curriculum reformation, such as Merdeka Belajar or emancipating learning, it is aimed to improve foundational learning and empower teachers to enhance the instructional practices. So the new curriculum reformation allows students and teachers to explore more about their preference and also their needs. And then the third reason is addressing local needs. A localized curriculum allows regions to tailor their education system to their specific culture. So we know that every region, every area has different cultures, have different background, and also has different society and economic context. So with curriculum's development, it can tailor the specific region can tailor their basic needs, to their culture, to their economic context, and also to their society. And then the next is enhancing student engagement. which can improve students' motivation and retention, and also will lead to their learning outcomes. And then the fifth reason is reflecting national progress. The evolution of the curriculum reflects the country's progress and also the government commitment about how they want to improve our education system. So it is a dynamic component that must change over time and time to meet new challenges and also to meet new opportunities for the students and also the teachers. Yeah, so I think that's all the explanation for the importance of curriculum's development. And okay, I think that's all at the end of our presentation for today.
First question for you. Could you elaborate what does broad goal of curriculum? What is the broad goal of curriculum? And then the second one, focuses on student curriculum, focuses on the student life skills. Do you think it is something for the student? Second one. Okay. And then the third one. Give me example of diagnostic function. Diagnostic function. Okay. And then the fourth question would be, what are the domain stay from the first curriculum up to the present curriculum?
What's the domain?
What are the domain stay from the first curriculum up to the present? Right? And then the last question, improving educational outcome. Give me example of that.
Excuse me. Do you ask about
You mentioned about the goal of curriculum.
the goal?
The
Or
goal.
the
Yeah.
the
So what is the broad goal? Show me the slide, please.
this one?
See, in the has broad goal and related specific objective. Now the question is, what is the broad goal of curriculum?
In my perspective, the goals of curriculum itself is to, of course, to prepare the learners to engage the needs of lingkungannya. So, curriculum itself help the learners to menyesuaikan kebutuhan, contoh misalnya seperti getting job. So, curriculum improve the students' understanding about their skill or maybe what the company needs. That's my opinion. And the root itself comes from what the environment needs for them to adapt. Jadi kurikulum itu menyesuaikan.
Kalau tujuan pembelajaran maksudnya broad atau apa?
Itu lebih ke goals-nya dari kurikulum. Goals kurikulum. Kalau
Tujuan pembelajaran itu maksudnya ke broad atau nada goals.
that's the specific purpose of kurikulum. Kalau learning objective tujuan pembelajaran.
Okay. What about capaian pembelajaran?
Capaian pembelajaran itu lebih ke apa yang ditentukan oleh kurikulum untuk memenuhi apa yang lingkungan butuhkan. Misalnya untuk pemahaman seperti penggunaan teknologi seperti itu.
Kalau CPEK itu kalau kurikulum itu rumahnya. Tetapi kalau CPEK itu bagian dari itu.
Bagian dari kurikulum.
Iya, tidak? Kalau CP itu lebih ke materi, rather dan kurikulum itu kan rumahnya gitu loh. Tapi kalau CP sama apa namanya tujuan pembelajaran sama capaian itu kan ke materi kan? Iya. Kalau kurikulum rumahnya. Jadi kalau CP tujuan pembelajaran maksudnya ke materi yang akan diajarkannya gitu. Ya bagian dari kurikulum, tapi kalau dikaitkan dengan kurikulumnya terlalu luas. Gitu. Ya. Oke. Next. Pertanyaan berikutnya. Anyone? Tadi dikatakan curriculum focuses on student life skills only. Betul? Hanya student life skill. Dapat dari simak ya. Yes.
Skills and knowledge. The current curriculum is focused on life skills and knowledge.
Only for student.
Yes.
Artinya gurunya tidak perlu melakukan apa-apa gitu.
Guru itu sebagai fasilitator.
Gurunya hanya memperbaiki performa siswanya saja, gitu.
Guru sebagai fasilitator untuk memotivasi siswa mencari sumber-sumber informasi.
If you were the teacher, what would you do? If you were the teacher, what would you do?
Sebagai fasilitator.
What is the requirement of being a facilitator? Requirement untuk menjadi fasilitator itu apa saja?
Contohnya kalau dulu guru mengajar menjelaskan semuanya sedetail-detailnya, tapi kalau yang sekarang guru memberikan materi, kemudian siswanya yang ini kerja kelompok
Terus?
untuk menemukan penjelasannya seperti apa, diskusi seperti apa, contohnya.
Do you agree when it is said that curriculum focuses only on students' life skills?
And knowledge.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
What about the teacher skill? Terus saja dia bilang mengajar tanpa memperbaiki performance dia, gitu artinya. Hah? Betul tidak? Betul. Ya tidak hanya bagi siswa, kemudian harus gurunya juga kan harus memperbaiki diri kali. Okay, the next question please. Selective and diagnostic function. Give me example.
Jadi
from the beginning until from the first curriculum up to the present. So there are 3 domains. Yeah, everyone.
Pre-grooming. I think what are the domains stay from the first curriculum up to the present is the character development based on Pancasila. This is the first.
The domain. The domain become the things that teacher think are important for the assessment. I don't remember whether I have mentioned in this class or not, in the first meeting. What are the 3? Cerita, cognitive,
Affective and psychomotor.
and then the last question, improving educational outcome, right? Who should check the progress of the educational outcomes?
The outcomes, I think the progress is from teacher and also the students. Jadi kan sebenarnya improving educational outcomes ini, soalnya kayak Indonesia kan kita masih apa ya, di beberapa daerah itu SDM-nya itu masih belum merata. Nah jadi dengan adanya perkembangan kurikulum ini, para guru itu bisa menyesuaikan. Seperti contohnya ada kurikulum Merdeka yang bertujuan untuk mengimprove foundational learning. Jadi sehingga para guru itu bisa menyesuaikan kebutuhan belajar siswanya itu di setiap kelas. Gitu. Dan I think itu bakal mengimprove outcomes mereka, learning outcomes mereka.
In a small percentage. What is the summary?
Kesimpulan dari presentasi kami mengenai materi ini adalah bagaimana peranan kurikulum yang penting ya bagi pendidikan di Indonesia. Tadi sudah disampaikan bagaimana perkembangan kurikulum, apa saja kurikulum yang sudah diterapkan di Indonesia, yang mana tujuannya adalah untuk memperbaiki sistem yang ada dalam pendidikan di Indonesia, juga meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan